Unhappily, I agreed with him. You know that phrase, I thought I would die? When he walked into a room, I'm telling you, I could feel the pores on my skin expanding. And when he left the room, my hands would actually turn cold. I was in a fever for 8 years. It's in the book, by the way, which I'm going to sign after this. I was a happy prisoner of my own desire to please him, to impress him, to fill myself with him. Marlon, though, wasn't even at that stage. Fascinating man, outrageously funny, impossibly charming, with a voracious intelligence that could devour the world. But personal development, in a romantic relationship, he never believed in it. He believed in Marlon Brando, not the person, the persona. Well, I was gobsmacked, head over heels in love with him, along with at least 2 other women at that time. I had no idea, of course. Apparently, I was not enough for him. He required a harem. Well, a girl does have to have a little ammo in her arsenal. I got a call at about the time when I had discovered some ladies' clothing in his bedroom. And I got a call from a man named, "Hello, Miss Moreno? This is Colonel Parker. I manage Elvis Presley. Elvis would like very much to meet you. Would you like to meet him?" And I thought of that clothing, and I said, "Yes, I would. I would like to meet Elvis." What was he like? Well, you can find out more in the book, but I can tell you this. No, I can tell you this. He was no hound dog. At the time we were seeing each other, Marlon made a very telling observation about my personality. He said, "You know, you're the most ridiculously optimistic person I have ever met. I have an image of you carrying a stick with a nail at the end like a park attendant, but instead of picking up trash, you pick up bits of hope and deposit them into your little brown paper bag." And it still makes me smile because it's absolutely true. Hope is an essential part of my DNA. I am a prisoner of hope. When I was 28, I was offered the part of Anita in West Side Story. Oh, yeah. I loved Anita. She was real. She was Puerto Rican. She fought for her rights. She had plenty to say about stereotypes. And at this point, I had never, ever been given the opportunity to play the role of a woman who stood up for herself, so that Anita's suffering, her anger were my suffering and my anger. Even while we were filming West Side Story, all of the sharks, our gang, were required to slather on very dark makeup, the same shade, every one of us. And I took umbrage with my makeup man about this universal shade we were all being painted. And I argued, I said, "Listen, Puerto Ricans come in all varied shades of the human rainbow. We are Spanish, we are French, Dutch, Taino Indian, and black." And he said, "Oh, do you have a problem being Puerto Rican?" And I said, "Yes, I do have a problem being your kind of Puerto Rican. Just wear the damn makeup," he said. Becoming Anita turned into a personal mission for me. I had fled down those mean streets in fear of the gangs. I had been chased and haunted by that awful word, spick. And Anita and West Side Story would alter my trajectory and help change my life and career forever. There were less glorious projects to follow, some important, most not. But playing Anita fundamentally changed my outlook. I could actually be a person of strength and character. I could choose what was best for me, for my career. I even discovered I could make a difference, which is why I found myself sitting no less than 15 feet from Martin Luther King Jr., as I told you. Looking beyond myself and engaging my energies in a wider range of interests, I began to see myself as part of the bigger picture. As someone who was now a public figure, I felt a responsibility to help others. And to this day, I find service an important discipline. I'll tell you how I met my husband. I have to make it quick because I'm running out of time. A friend said, "You've got to meet Lenny. He's a wonderful guy. He's a nice Jewish doctor." And I said, "Isn't that redundant?" Anyway, I finally met him, and I would love to tell you more about how it happened, but my time is almost out. So, I know. It is a wonderful story. But I got this, and I think I need to pay attention because there's so many other things going on today. I can go on? Okay, so. So I met my husband, and I married him. And then there was the Jewish family. And first of all, you can imagine how thrilled both families were. Talk about Romeo and Juliet. So the Capulets. So the Puerto Rican side of the family is saying, "Ay, ay, ay, bendito." The Jewish side of the family is saying, "Ay, ay, 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 ay." The Bronx was aflame. So I finally said to my mom, "Mommy, why don't you meet Lenny? He's really a great guy, and I think you're going to like him very much." And I said, "We need to make peace. This is silly." And she said, "You are so right." She said, "Okay, let's make peace." She did. Well, she's still alive. Anyway, Lenny came to my house, rang the doorbell. My mother opened the door. She takes one look at me and she says, "Jew are you?" And he says, "What? A Jew are you?" The poor man was so flummoxed. He said, "Yes, I am." Anyway, we were married 46 years. It worked. Okay, it is a long story. I'm not 84 for nothing. So, I'm going to fast forward to Act 2, which is 60 years old. Besides, it's almost time for my nap. It had been a decade since my last movie, at this point, 1960. The Four Seasons with Alan Alda and Carol Burnett, that was in 1981. 10 years of no movies is a lifetime for an actor. So I was delighted when my agent sent me to try out for a role in a movie that was being cast by a famous director. I worked so hard on that part, I killed myself. I wanted that part so badly, and it wasn't the money. That would be nice, but I needed it for my own self-respect. So I sweated over that script for weeks, every word, every nuance, making sure that I had a great handle on the material. By the time of the audition, I actually felt so confident that I knew for certain that they would have to give me that job. I bounced into the room, and there sat Mr. Major Director, surrounded by his minions, and I said, "I can't wait to do this scene for you, because I think I really get it." And he glanced down at my script, and an awkward silence fell over the room. Oh, no, dear, no, that's not the role I want you to read for. We called you in for the part of the Mexican whorehouse, madam. My agent had given me the wrong part to read. The whorehouse, madam. Wait a minute. Oscar, Tony, Grammy, Emmy 1, Emmy 2. This being is being had brought me into try out, for a role with 2 lines of dialogue in Spanish. My face is aflame with humiliation. I feel stripped of every ounce of dignity. My life is unraveling and falling down in pieces around my feet. I am diminished. Suddenly I'm that little 6-year-old girl crisscrossing those streets. I'm the girl at the cocktail party. I'm Rosita. What do I say to this classless piece of insensitivity? And then it happened. I made eye contact with him and mustered up all of my dignity. I must have grown 4 feet. Mustered up some part of me that I had too often willfully forgotten, and I said, from my lofty perch, I'm sorry, but I don't do whorehouse madams. Oh, no, no, darling, you don't understand. No, no, no. You don't understand. And I slowly, very deliberately, picked up my coat, put it across my arm and my shoulder bag, and very slowly walked out of the room. Oh, that sounds so good, doesn't it? The grand, theatrical exit with my pride now fully restored. That's not what happened. I was devastated. And obviously, I had some work to do. Pick myself up, dust myself off, and keep moving. People say that when you get to a certain age, you start to mellow. And that as your bones start to calcify, you have to slow down. I don't know what the hell these people are talking about. I'm now in my life in Act 3. I am so engaged in this, the 3rd act of my life, that every day is a new adventure. Mellowing, what's that? I have tried meditating, but every time I do, I think of all the things I need to do. I have been so busy. What a year this has been. And fortunate. I mean, look what's happened to me in the last year. Jane the Virgin, an independent movie. Remember Me, a movie. The Kennedy Center Honors, Performing with Pink Martini, an album produced by Emilio Estefan and distributed by Sony. Rita Moreno, it's called. And coming soon to a Netflix near you, One Day at a Time, a series produced by Norman Lear. And finally, as I approach the prime of my life, I find I have the time of my life, learning to explore at my leisure every single pleasure, and so I happily concede. This is all I ask, this is all I need. Listen, I don't worry about my bones calcifying. I figure if I keep my spirit in shape, the bones will take care of themselves. It's all part of the Puerto Rican world view. And let the music play as long as there's a song to sing, and I will